Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of the Wizard101 Let's Play series. Last episode we finished the Pyramid of the Sun. This episode we're finishing half of the Crocosphinx most likely. I think that's what I have time for. It makes the most sense, you know. Oh, Shalak the Wise is who I was thinking about last episode. But, so... obviously I can't complete all of the Crocosphinx in one episode. That would just be like nigh impossible. But I can complete it in 2 episodes, which is what I'm probably gonna do. Alright, yeah, got everything down. Excuse me. I haven't really completed side quests in between episodes because I'm lazy, but I will. Eventually, I will do it eventually. Like, trust me. Before the end of Crocotopia, my quest log will be back to how it should be. All right, so Hall of the Champions. I think honestly, I think that Crocosphinx is one of the most interesting places in Crocotopia. I would also argue that that's one of the worst places in Crocotopia, but it doesn't really matter. I still want to know how to get spell elements for Thundersnake. I feel like Thundersnake would be a really cool spell to get the spell elements for, because I could wait 135 plus 175 would be 135 plus 175 is 310, which so that's a guaranteed 310 damage on Thundersnake if I get that, or I could get the other version, which is honestly probably better because it goes up to 170. 170 is a lot. 170 is how much is 170? That's like 170 plus 170, which is 340. So it's not that much more, to be honest. Honestly, the guaranteed damage is probably what the best option would be here. Oh, wow, look at that. I got a crit. Boom. Dead. So, yeah, I need to also get a thumbnail picture for Crocotopia sometime this episode, because the next episode releases in an hour and 40 minutes, and I don't have one because I'm lazy, but I'll be... I just crit twice in a row. That's funny. All right. I'll see you guys when I've beaten the other 2. All right, I'm back. Defeated the other 2. I'm just saying that's probably never gonna happen again, which is, you know, hilarious. The fact that I managed to crit 2 times in a row with a 5% chance of critting is actually astounding. What's the percent chance of that happening? So it would be a 1 out of 20 times 1 out of 20, which would be a 1 out of 400 chance of that happening, which is like way less than a percentage. Oh god, sorry, I'm coughing so much, I don't know why. That is a 0.2% chance of happening, 0.2.5% chance of happening. A 0.25, sorry. You don't say 0.2.5. That's not how things work. Let me like just cough out my lungs over here. I don't know what's wrong with my throat right now, but I'll just drink coffee and make it better.
Just that confidence goodbye as you see how little you are.
No, I'm fine, thank you. So I don't think these guys have Tower Shield yet. If they did, it would be a little bit more annoying, but I don't think they do. Right now, I'm a little bit... Honestly, I think I'm actually more comfortable. Right now, I'm wearing dress pants because I have my senior banquet later today. Because, you know, we have to do that in the summer because of the Rona. Excuse me. So I just threw on my dress pants. They're actually really nice. I really do like dress pants. They feel nice. What I don't like is belts and how tight belts are, you know? Goodbye. Neck habit. So, you know, I do, excuse me, I do quite enjoy these streets in the Crocosphinx. I don't know what it is about them, but they're just kind of fun. Like especially the Grand Arena, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, the Grand Arena. I think the Grand Arena is an amazing street, a fun street. Now, I don't know if everyone does, but I think it's cool because it has that, you know, you collect resources for a boss, and then you actually defeat the boss, and it's like in an arena setting, which is fun, you know, it's a fun time. Also, my neck is really hurting me. I don't know what it is, but it's hurting. I kind of want to get one of these, to be honest. The Crocotopian gear that came out, which has gear set bonuses. I kind of want it because I feel like it would be really useful for my storm. Yeah, shut up. I mean, realistically, I would only use it for another 2 levels because I'm level 18 right now anyway, and I'm actually I didn't even realize how close I'm already 2/3 of the way to level 19. Not to mention the fact I have all these side quests. Like I have this one who's literally done that I haven't turned in. This one only needs to defeat like one more. Fuck. And then the Charmed Slave ones, realistically, you can usually collect the 3 in the time it takes to collect the 4, which is another 700.
I will feed on the light in your eye.
Okay, calm down. Calm down, sir. Calm down. But, yeah, hopefully 310. Do I do 310 damage with Thunder Snake yet? I'm not actually sure. Wait. I do, I think. Because the lowest is 280 plus 12% of 280, which is a little bit which is about 28. So if you, or it's actually about 30, so that's 310. So yeah. Cool. Mental maths for the win. Any of you that haven't learned how to do mental math yet should learn how to do mental math. Because mental math is, that's not fun. Mental math is fun though. Because it makes it significantly, like, easier to calculate things. Can I kill him with a storm shark? I don't know. I will try. But I think mental math, you know, it is nice because it adds so much to your life almost. Like, anytime you see a number, you know, that involves mental math, you can just do the mental math. A mark of the devil, sick dab. But you know, I'm sure if you've watched my Let's Play series, any of my Let's Play series, you know that I use mental math all the time because for some reason I really like calculating the damage of spells before I use the spells. But that's actually really good to know. The fact that I can do 300 and what was it? I can do 310 damage with a Thunder Snake guaranteed. See, Thunder Snakes make it easier because it means I don't have to use lightning bats. And actually, with an enchant, Thunder Snake does more than lightning bats at base, which is pretty cool. I got caught on a thingy. I really want to know when this is going to go down. We'll test it out. We'll look at it. But I don't think it'll be until Celestia, right?
Honored one, I am afraid that all I have left of the sword is this. Please take it to the great general if he needs it.
What a dick. But anyways, I think how I think it works is it's a high percent chance. Actually, I don't know. Is this the Celestia system or is this a pre-Celestia system. 25 for 5%, which means 50 would give 10, which means 50. You know, despite being decent at mental math, I'm still bad at just general math because my brain hurts. Where are the Glacial Avengers? Here they are. What was I doing? So 10% is 50, which would mean 20% is 100, which means 500 is 100%. Is that true with how... Oh, geez. Is that true with how the system works? Is that, like, in Celestia, if you get up to 500 crit, is that how it works? Because I feel like that doesn't really make sense, because with Waterworks gear, you would get an extra... Nice. You get an extra 100 crit anyway, right? You get around 100 crit. I think the hat gives you around 60, right? And the robe gives you like 30. So an extra 100 crit would guarantee me an extra 20%, right? So I would go up to 25% chance of critting, which isn't correct because that's almost as much as my fire has. I'm not sure. Maybe it uses a, not a scaled thing, but like the higher it goes, the less percent chance you get. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm gonna pause, and once I have the glacial shards, you'll know. Alright, I've collected the glacial shards, took 2 battles, almost died that last battle because I fizzled like 4 times. Now anyways, one thing I know I've mentioned before is, I actually mentioned this last episode, was the fact that I was stuck in Crocotopia for the longest time, which is a funny story, you know. Can you shut up, General Kaba? I'm trying to tell a story. Now anyways, I was stuck in Crocotopia for the longest time, and that was because of the fact that that glacial shard quest that I was just on used to be defeat and collect 6, and the collect chance was around like 20%. As you can see there, excuse me, I defeat and collected, it took me 2 battles, and which leads me to believe it's close to 100% now. It's probably like a 90% chance, I'd assume. Maybe like it's a 70% chance and I got lucky. It's one of the two. It's something like that. But I can tell you it's not like a 20% like it used to be. I can tell you that much. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, you know? I should have used it on the first one. Oh, never mind. It didn't matter. I was going to say I should have used it on the first one because the first one's going to have 3 pips next round, but then the other one did the exact same thing, so whatever. Doesn't matter. Goodbye. Alright, what am I bothering? I don't want to put on a blade. It just takes more time. Snow Serpent. Bop. Bop indeed. Now prepare to die, bitch. Perfect. Alright, so that's them dead. And I will see you when I have the other 2 dead. Hello everyone, I'm back. I took a quick break. I collected the things and then took a quick break. But I'm back now. It was only like a 10-minute break. I went to go eat some food. And yeah, now I'm back. You know, I hope that you all are enjoying this Let's Play series as much as I am, because I'm actually like super enjoying this. I forgot how fun it is to record on a game that I like super enjoy, right? Because early game Wiz is so fun versus late game Wiz, and I've missed it so much. I think, right, because when's the last time I recorded something that I was like actually having a lot of fun playing? I'm trying to remember. The last time would probably be when I was recording Avalon, I would guess, because Avalon was fun. So was Zafaria. They were both very fun. Azteca is where things started to get a little bit less fun for me, and starting to get a little bit more stressful. Obviously, I had my fire there the whole time. Once I think I actually started using him in Avalon, right? Or it was in Avalon, I think. So, okay. Very long voice lines, but as I was saying, you know, I feel like I've been missing it, because this is the side of YouTube I enjoy, when I'm recording episodes and having a goddamn good time doing it, right? Because before I recorded daily for the Chrysalis for the last like 10 episodes, right? Because I started doing daily again, or not daily again, daily Wiz videos again, and I wasn't having fun, but I was motivated. And you know, if you're wondering why I was motivated, it's because I saw that, like, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was like, Chrysalis is almost over. All I need to do is stick it out for these last few episodes. And I did, and it was worth it, right? It wasn't even that much of a hassle to record. I didn't hate it like I was for the beginning of Chrysalis. And you know, that was enjoyable. It felt good to be motivated to record again, right? Now this is what I call like the double, this is like the gold standard. It's when I'm both motivated to record and excited to record, which means I'm having a very good time doing it. And I hope it's noticeable that I'm having a much like funner time recording than I was in Chrysalis. It's only the 6th episode, but you know, I'm enjoying it. I think I can't wait for like Marleybone again and Mushu. It's been so long since I've done those worlds, you know. And at the rate I'm going, Croc should be done episode 8, I believe. So right, I'm trying to think what was. I don't know what it was before. Actually, let me go look at what it was before. Let me go in playlists. Oh yeah, I can beat these with Thunder Snakes. We've established this. That's nice. Playlists, balance walkthrough. Make sure to pause the video. Also mute the video just in case. All right. So I started Croc episode 7 and ended episode 11 actually, which is kind of crazy. So, right, I'm trying to think, right? So we have, this is episode 6. Episode 7 will be the Vault of Ice at Emperor's Retreat, and then episode 8 will be the Tomb of Storms. So I'm already 3 episodes earlier than what I was before. Now, there's certain worlds where I'm not going to be able to cut that down. For example, Marleybone, I did in 4 episodes. I have a feeling it's going to be around the same, because I doubt I can finish Marleybone in less than 4 episodes. There's certain worlds where it's like, you have to, you know, kind of, this is the limit. You can't go that much faster than it. Now, obviously, I can go faster than I did before, especially in, Wizard City. The reason why I was able to combine Firecat Alley, Triton Avenue, and Cyclops Lane, which, by the way, took me how long is that? That's an hour and a half to do before, into 33 minutes. The reason why I'm able to do that is because what King's Isle did is they decided to make the first few streets easier in the game to give beginners a better experience, which I agree with. It was a great idea, actually, because I think that Firecat Alley, Triton Avenue, and Cyclops Lane were a bit long, and they still made it so that it's decently challenging. Like, you still have to do, you know, still have to fight the bosses. Like, they didn't nerf the boss's health or anything, but it's definitely, you know, a decent thing. I finished, so you can actually tell, like, I finished, what's it called, in less time as well. I finished, so I finished Colossus Boulevard in, I believe, 20 something minutes, 25 minutes, and it took me 38 minutes last time. And then I finished Crab Alley in 43 minutes rather than the 53 minutes. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's use a Thunder Snake and then use an enchanted thing. But right, then I had Crocotopia, which took me 5 episodes. I think I'm cutting that into 4, right? That's the plan? Is that how it's divided? I think that's correct. But, dividing that into 4, which is, you know, good. I'm trying to think of what I did last time. I don't remember what I did last time, to be honest. But I did kind of like the setup of what I did before. I feel like how I set up the series was the correct way to do it. Was to do what's it called? To do Wisteria after Marleybone, and then do Grizzleheim after Mushu. I thought that was actually an amazing way to set it up, because it gives breaks in between the worlds, right? Because how the main worlds work is, you know, it's all one story, and it's a linear story, right? And it goes from you go from, you know, Marleybone to Mushu to Dragonspire, and Dragonspire is very challenging. Not very challenging, but it's certainly more challenging than Marleybone or Mushu ever were. And I think that adding those breaks in there are a good idea. Now, obviously, there is a significant problem with the fact that Grizzleheim still can be a little bit challenging in the second with Ravenscar, just generally. But I still think it's, you know, I think it's a good idea. I think it's fun to divide it. I actually wish that there was more worlds so I could, like, you know, divide them better. But
Are you a warrior?
do this. I'm actually gonna accept this side quest too, because this side quest is gives quite a bit of XP. Oh boy, I just realized I gotta hope that these guys don't have a storm shield. And this one will die before he even gets the chance. The other one might too. Let me drink some more of my coffee. There we go, look at that. Come on. Cross fingers. Yes, there we go. Finish the battle before they could use storm shield. Perfect. Oh, not perfect. I'll see you when I have the gladiator's mark. All right, got it that time. You know, I don't know how much I've mentioned it so far. No, I definitely have mentioned it quite a lot. But I really love the aesthetic of this world. I feel like out of all of the worlds in this game, Crocotopia has one of the best aesthetics, and I don't know if that's just me being interested in ancient Egyptian history, but I think that this world is one of the best. It's amazing. It has see, some people complain about the plot. I've watched, like, oh, what's his name? There's another YouTuber who I know who does Wiz videos who talked about his world list, and he had Crocotopia at the bottom. I believe his reasoning, I forget who this is, so I would love if someone could tell me in comments if oh my god, I'm so, like, absent-minded. But if they could, if they knew who I'm talking about and could tell me, who it is, that would be fantastic. I actually want to see, is his name Phantom? Yeah, Formal Phantom. Okay, he's who I was thinking of. So if any of you know him, he's a pretty cool dude. Does YouTube videos on Wiz. Go check him out if you haven't. He's pretty cool. But he put Crocotopia at the bottom of his world list, and the reason why he did that is because he said that the story was basically meaningless because you're going after the Croconomicon the entire time, and then it turns out that the Croconomicon has literally just been taken by what's it called? Taken by Malistaire anyway, so it's basically useless. Now, I agree with that on some fundamental level, that the story was useless in quotes, but it is also a building block. You have to think that the story isn't just story of each world. I forgot about this guy's voice. But what was this? God, the voice caught me so off guard. But I feel like you can't look at the stories of the worlds individually. You can't be like, okay, Crocotopia has a bad story, Musha has a bad story, yada yada yada, because the thing about it is that fuck you. The thing about it is that the story isn't a world-based thing, it's an arc-based thing. If you're looking at story, I think you have to look at the entire arc of Arc 1, which is Wizard City through Dragonspire. Wizard City through Dragonspire arc, amazing story. Now, you have to look at it like this. Wizard City was the beginning, the exposition, the start of the story, right? We learn that there's a villain called Malistaire. We don't know much about him. We just know that he is a bad dude, and he's trying... I think we learned that he's trying to restore his wife because she died, which is... Sorry, just the fact I fizzled Storm Shark twice. I'm gonna have to use lightning bats because that's really annoying, actually. Now, as I was saying, I think, first off, there's a brilliant plot technique to give the villain, not to make him just the villain for the sake of being a villain, because that is a boring villain, is to give him a backstory and reason for becoming a villain that you can sympathize with, and in many ways. Or not sympathize, but empathize with. And, possibly sympathize, but empathize with. And in Malistaire's case, you can, because he just wants his dead wife back. It's a commendable goal. It's like, that's not to say obviously you should go, destroying worlds to get someone back, but it's a goal that I'm sure a lot of people understand and can, be like, yes, I understand where you're coming from, even though you're wrong in your methods of doing so. Now, I think as I was saying with the story, is that it goes, right, Wizard City's the exposition, then Crocotopia is where you're starting to follow Malistaire's footsteps, you're chasing where he goes, and you're seeing the wake of his destruction almost, because first off, you're helping save these worlds because you're a nice wizard, and I think that's amazing for Crocotopia. Obviously, it's supposed to be modeled after Egypt and the slaves and everything like that. And what was I saying? But I think looking at Crocotopia as not a good story isn't correct, because it does have a decent story. You come to this world, you discover that, first off, your Malistaire is the ultimate goal, but you discover that there is these Crocs who are suppressing the Manders and oppressing the Manders, and they're slaves, and you need to free them because it's your obligation as a good person to free the slaves. Now, that's the main story of Crocotopia. It's not the fact that you're chasing Malistaire. The main story of Crocotopia is that you're helping to free the slaves, and you're battling against these evil Crocs to free the slaves. And I think that that's an amazing story. I think it was an amazing idea by King's Isle, and they did it very well. You defeat the main army quite a few times, and you know, you ultimately... Oh, excuse me, God, I'm like burping a lot. But you ultimately are shooting for this goal. And I'm actually going to pause the video until I get these eyes. Give me a second. Alright, so I'm back after I've collected the spider eyes. And as I was saying, I think that every world has its own story that isn't related to the arc's story. And I feel like saying Crocotopia doesn't have a story is blatantly false. It's just not correct. Now, obviously, you know, everyone has their own opinions, and saying that Crocotopia's story is bad or boring or unfun isn't necessary. You can't say that someone is wrong about that because of the fact that that's an opinion. No one's opinions are wrong per se. But they're very loud. Sorry. they're very loud for me. For you guys, they're decently like balanced in audio, I think, maybe a little bit quieter, but for me they're pretty loud. And I can't focus on what I'm saying when they're talking. But as I was saying, you know, I'm also going to complete the other worlds and what their stories are, or their place in the story is, because I feel like I started it, I can't just stop. But I feel like, you know, that looking at it like it doesn't have a story is the wrong thing to do. And after you move on from Crocotopia, you discover that the Croconomicon's already been stolen. So you're like, well, shit. Gotta find it now. So you go to Marleybone, where you figure out that the Croconomicon has been shipped, because the Croconomicon has been shipped by the Marleybonians, which I think this is a very fun fact, is the fact that the British actually did that very often. They took artifacts and pieces of artwork and stuff from other countries and shipped them back to their home and then put it in a museum, which I think is a hilariously like it's a nod to history, which is, you know, amazing, which is what this entire game is really. But they ship back the Croconomicon, so you're like, okay, we must go and you know, get it, and then you go, and then it turns out that the people there don't believe, not necessarily don't believe you, but they won't give you the Croconomicon because it's theirs. Then it's stolen because, yeah, that's just how it works. And you know, I think it is a good story element that they did. Is realistically, most of the story is actually about chasing this Croconomicon, which is supposed to be a reference to the Necronomicon, which is, you know, like this undead necromancer's like wet dream almost, like the book gives you power, which is, you know, to revive Sylvia Drake. And Marleybone is the exact same as Crocotopia. Is, you could say it has a really bad story because all you're doing is chasing the Croconomicon, but I say it's an amazing story because it's actually about you coming to this Marleybonian world, and you discover a world that is plagued by crime and plagued by the O'Leary gang, who, you know, runs the streets, not actually, you know, the royal family like you'd expect and the authorities. It's the gang, which you discover and then you help fight against. And overall, you are still working towards the Necronomicon, but there's other stories in between that gives it flavor and gives it a better story. Mushu is exactly the same as the last two, is the fact that the story isn't about you getting to Dragonspire, because that's technically all Mushu serves in the purpose of the Arc 1 plot, is getting you from Marleybone to Dragonspire, where you know that Malistaire has been, where Malistaire's hiding. Sorry about that. As you know, you're told at the very beginning that Malistaire is hiding in Dragonspire. You need the Dragonspire World Key, and the person who has the World Key is the Emperor. and the Emperor's been poisoned. So the entire plot of Mushu is literally just you getting this key to Dragonspire. But that's not true. You can't say that because the arc story isn't the overarching story. You can't judge it based on the overarching story. You have to judge it on the story in the when and the where, the here and the now. And Mushu also has an amazing story. You know, you're curing the Emperor, fighting in the lands of the Emperor, because he's been poisoned and the lands are running amok in the meantime. So you have to kind of stabilize the land and find a cure for the Emperor. And you do so, and it works. You cure the Emperor, you take down the Oni threat, and then boom, you're good. Dragonspire, obviously, you might say it has the best story because realistically, it's the accumulation of everything you've been fighting for. It's the last 4 worlds, technically, if you're talking about story, didn't really matter. They were just exposition and the plot to getting to, you know, Dragonspire. But Dragonspire is what the arc story is. It's where the accumulation of Malistaire's plans have come to fruit, and boom, it's, you know, you're there. It's, you discover, the issues with Dragonspire, and you help the issues with Dragonspire in this draconian world, who has been virtually taken over by Malistaire. So that's just my little spiel on the stories of Wizard 101. Obviously that's only arc 1. I'm not going to go through all of arc 2 because that would take a very long time. But for those of you that judge Crocotopia based on the arc story are wrong. That is what my, that's kind of what my TLDR of that was. Oh, fuck. Wait. I accidentally got one of the ice ones in there. But, yeah, that's basically what I was just trying to say. And, you know, I hope that you kind of got some, like, thoughts brewing in your head from that discussion. I think it's something that you should think about when thinking about Wizard 101, is the fact that, you know, there's a lot to the story. And I feel like no world in this game has a bad story per se. Every single one has a different story, and it has a story of you fighting for goodness and greatness. And that's very commendable. It's a children's game. Of course you're going to have people fight. You're going to have the plot be to fight for good and what's right. And in a lot of cases that's what you're doing. You're fighting against corruption and evil to not necessarily free the worlds, but to save the worlds and save the spiral. And that's what you're doing the entire time. Realistically, the arc worlds, which are Chrysalis and Dragonspire, those are the ones that I would consider arc worlds, because those are the ones that are, oh god, my quest helper's broken now. I consider those arc worlds because that's where the arc story accumulates and officially ends, which is, you know, I do actually enjoy it. I think that style of worlds works better. It's very much like cartoons, where you see cartoons, right? Especially, let's take Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, there is books, which is exactly the same as what I would consider an arc in this game. The books have an overarching story. The first book is Aang learning waterbending and him having to go learn waterbending, right? So what he does is he travels to the North Pole, and what each episode is it's a spin-off story of his adventures there. And I think that it's almost exactly like that. You have to picture of a world like a cartoon. A world is what that main episode is, the main episode story, and the arc is the overarching season story, which is honestly, it's an amazing method of writing. It very much invests the reader because you know that there is a goal to work towards, and all of the side things are just the adventures of the character, which I think, you know, it's an amazing plot device, and I think it works perfectly in a lot of cases, especially in Wizard 101, where it's divided, and it's meant to be divided as it is, specifically to kind of exemplify the story a bit. And did he just use Sandstorm on me? What the fuck? Sandstorm is a very bad spell in regards to damage. Like, it's used the same way that Meteor Strike and Tempest is used. It's used to do a decent amount of damage to street enemies, but even then you can't even do the decent amount of damage unless you have what's it called? Unless you have, sorry, I'm just completely blanking out on my sentence. Unless you have enchants and a lot of damage. Speaking of which, first off, I gotta buy some more enchants. I've already used 200, which I wasn't expecting to use, honestly, by this point. Also, I can get level 20 gear now, which is pretty cool. How am I gonna get to 25 by the end of Crocotopia? 25 feels like a good level, right? Because usually you are 28 at the end of Marleybone. If you do no side quests, you're 28 at the end of Marleybone, and then you get to level 30 in Mushu right before the Crimson Fields. That's what happens if you literally don't do any side quests. I know because I've done it many times before. I can tell you exactly what level you are where. Obviously, I think, right, you get to level 28 right at the end of Marleybone, and then in Mushu you get to level 30 right before Crimson Fields. I don't remember exactly where you get to level 40. It's sometime in Dragonspire. Yeah, whatever you say, bud. You're going down, bitch. Whew. I haven't got a power pip first round in a hot minute, I don't think. Can I beat this boss with Lightning Bats enchant? I don't think I can. This is interesting because this is the first boss we've ever experienced that I can't beat in one shot with Lightning Bats. I don't think I can anyway. Right, 480 plus 40% is around 600 or so. Fuck. So that's the max amount of damage I can do. Realistically, I can put on another blade, and that's what I'm gonna do for the last bosses. I'm gonna put on another blade, and actually, I mean, I have two options. I can either put on another blade, or I can use Storm Shark. Watch, I will use Storm Shark right now on the boss, and you shall see it will do about 800 damage. There we go, no fizzle, thank you. Yep, 845. That's about what I expected. So I'll probably have to use Storm Shark for the last few bosses in this world, which makes sense. You know, makes sense that it works that way. By the way, I think I did this in less time too. I think Storm is really helping the times on the episodes, because I believe when I looked at last episode, I think I did the exact same thing. I did the Hall of Champions and the Grand Arena Sam episode, and I believe it was 53 minutes. This time it's about 45, which is, again, shorter, which is good. I don't like when episodes are oh, I have to talk to him. I don't generally like it when episodes are super long. Like, I don't like it when they're 50 minutes to an hour long, because I feel like it's a very long time to watch, and I feel like obviously my last Chrysalis episode was an hour long, and that's because I like, it was a long episode. I knew it was going to be a long episode because it's Chrysalis, the last episode of Chrysalis, which I don't care about, you know. But these episodes, I like these episodes to be, you know, a decent length. But that's it for this episode. In between episodes, I will probably do the side quests. I'll actually do those right after this episode because I'm still kind of want to play, and I'll also get some level 20 gear in the meantime. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please drop a like. I'd say, let's say if we can get 310 subs by the middle of August, maybe August's like 10, like August 10th would be good. I want to get back to 300 obviously, but like August 10th, 310, I think we can do it. So yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like, hit the sub button, and I will see you in the next episode.